All right, hello everybody, Zaxtor99 with my son here. Say hi, son.
Hello.
And we are going to be showing you guys another first impressions review. This time it's a space game called Astro Duel. Now this is a game that came out on Steam way back in 2016, more than 3 years ago is when it launched, but I haven't played it until today. My son hasn't played it until today. It's a game that's been sitting on my wish list on Steam for at least a year. And I was kind of waiting for a sell price to come on this game because it's $7.99 regular price. I can tell you I don't think this game goes on sale very often, but this week it looks like it's on sale for just $3.99, half off. It does offer 13 different arenas, offers all kinds of turrets and death beams and things that can kill you, a lot of different power-ups, and you can play with up to 4 online players, not online, 4 local players. Sorry, there is no online in this game. But it is up to 4 local players. So if you have, you can actually put up to 2 players on your keyboard if you want to, or you can plug in 4 controllers or up to 4 controllers and everybody can have a controller. Now, I do recommend controllers for this kind of a game. I know because this game, controls a lot like my own rock and roll game, and I would definitely recommend a controller for this game. Now, one good thing about controllers on the PC, guys, if you're here in America or Canada or whatever and you ever order anything from Amazon, you can pick up great wired controllers for the PC, and that's definitely what I would recommend. If you put in PC wired controller into Amazon here, this is the controllers that I've bought right here. I have about 3 or 4 of these babies, and they're $19.99. Great sturdy controller. I've dropped it on the floor more times than I can count. They're very, very durable. They work great. We've had these computers for a long, not computers, we've had these controllers for a long time, and they're fantastic little controllers. Right now you can get them for $19.99 in American currency, say $3. And even if you don't have Amazon Prime, you can get free shipping as long as you order a couple of these things and get your order over $25. So I'll have the link down to this controller that I own. I definitely recommend it. It's a great piece of controller, so you don't need to go out and spend $60 on a controller for your PC. And why spend more on a wireless controller when it's going to need batteries and it's probably not going to work nearly as good? This controller here has a nice long cord on it, and definitely recommended by myself. But let's go ahead and get back to Astro Duel, guys. We're going to show you why I like this game so much after playing it for the past hour or so with my son. And I'm sure you'll hear why my son and I cheering and grunting and having a blast as we've had for the past hour. So we'll be back to play Astro Duel and show you why this game is so cool right after this. Alright, welcome back everybody. We're going to go ahead and launch Astro Duel and show you what is up with this game. Alright, so we got 2 controllers plugged in. It's just going to be my son and I right now. I think this game would be a blast if you had 3 or 4 people and 3 or 4 controllers. Again, remember, if you only have a couple of controllers for your PC, you can always have a 3rd person play on the keyboard, or even a 4th person play directly from the keyboard as well. You're just going to get a little bit crowded probably. So let me go ahead and launch the game here. And when we launch the game, we see we have play game, we have options, we have credits. You can see it's programmed by one developer. He's using music by Kevin MacLeod, as I do with my own rock and roll game. And an icon, he shows you where he gets his icon. And quit options, we come here, we can turn voice on, music on or off. We can change the controller mapping around if we want to. I didn't need to do that. And we also have a replay intro, so you can kind of do an introduction. There are 2 ways to pilot your ships, and it's just kind of what happens the first time you launch the game. It'll show you that you can use a keyboard or mouse and how you set up your players and all that. But we're just going to go ahead and jump into play game right here, guys. And right here is where you set up your players that you want to play. And my son and I found it fun to play with a computer as well, didn't we, Christian? So we decided to put in one computer. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll select this one. My son got the orange guy. And then we're going to come over here and we're going to set up a computer And we're going to set him up for easy, because if you put him on hard, he'll destroy you. I mean, one thing you could do if you wanted to play this game alone, you could. I mean, you could play up against 3 computer opponents, but I don't think you're going to have nearly as much fun as if you're playing with at least one other person. So we're going to go ahead and go to next here. Now you have an option here, the game mode. Pilot Hunters is where all you're going to be doing is trying to shoot the other ships. You know, I'll be trying to shoot my son's ship and the computer ship. If we move to Team Deathmatch, this would be like if we had 4 people, you need at least 3 people, and then you can, you know, all be against each other or whatever. But Ship Hunters and Pilot Hunters. So actually Pilot Hunters, let me change that. Pilot Hunters is where if I shoot my son's ship, he's going to fall out of the ship, and then he's going to stay alive and he'll respawn. His ship will respawn like in 5 seconds. But if you shoot him within that time before his ship respawns, then he's dead. So you can either play like that, or you can play Ship Hunters, where all you need to do is kill his ship and he's dead. My son and I kind of like it better just shooting the ship, but let's just go ahead and show you the Pilot Hunters here, just to start with. Standard shows you how many people, you know, how many kills you got to get. For this one, let's just go ahead and go 4 pilot kills. And random, you can kind of choose all these different levels. It shows you here if you just hit the main button, the A button. Let's just go ahead and try a maze. Why not? I don't think my son and I have tried this one. You can come into the advanced setup for your game as well, and you can change all these different defaults, like asteroids, some asteroids. You can change it to many or none. We'll leave it at some. Auto balance, we just left that as on. Power-ups, we left that as on. We didn't do any kind of starting power-up, but you could choose like a fixed spawn, so you're only spawning in the same corner. I kind of like it random. Right now it'll be randomly generated which corner we spawn in every time we go. Friendly fire off, not going to apply here because we're not doing any kind of teams. Start with a shield, we could do that, but we left that off. Unlimited dash, we kind of like turning this on so you can dash around more. And super dash, don't exactly know what that is, but we're going to go ahead and try turning that on for this one. So now we're going to hit our B button here and go back, and we're going to go ahead and start. Alright. So kill the pilot, so it's me versus my son. This kind of determines, I don't know what this determines actually, but it'll put any players against each other to start with and see who wins. And once that happens, I believe it puts whoever wins on top or something. I'm not sure.
Ready.
So then we see here that I am the blue ship, my son is the orange, computer is green. I killed the computer, and up. Okay, let me turn the sound down because I can see the sound is really loud here. Okay, I gotta catch up here. Another randomly generated level. Oh, this is a black hole. This one is really cool. I like this one because the black hole kind of sucks in your bullets. It sucks in your ships and everything. That one's really fun. Look at the black hole again. Oh, I got you, boy. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So I did catch up. The computer's still ahead by 1 point though. Notice I'm trying to shoot, but I don't have any bullets. I'm telling you guys, this game is a blast to play. It really is. Whee! I came back and I won.
Thinking I'm blue.
I know, because you and me were opposite last time.
I mean, we were playing for like an hour.
Yeah, we were playing for like we were playing about an hour, and I was orange and you were blue. Now it's vice versa. We can switch. Let's just switch controller. There we go. Now you're blue. Let's go ahead and go do a rematch here.
Ready.
All right.
Fight.
So now you're blue. I'm red. I'm orange. There we go. All right, so I'm orange. My son just won. He shot the computer. The computer shot me, I think. So they each got a point. I'm still looking for a point here. And trying to shoot my son. Me and my son are having it out here. I think my son already killed the computer. And there's power-ups and everything you can get. Some of the power-ups give you things like little swords that go on the sides of your ship, and you can kind of melee the other players. And my son just basically won that game. I'm telling you, my son is really good. Oops.
Ready. Fight.
Oh, I'm not on here.
Oh my
I took myself. Quit. Where am... Oh. There we go. Alright, so we're just doing random battles here. And you have to start off by having the players compete against each other, and then you actually start playing on your randomly generated maps. So the computer's green, I'm orange, my son is blue, and you can bounce off each other. You won't explode if you hit the other player's ship. Unless the other player has like a melee weapon you can pick up as a power-up, then that can kill you. But the 3 dots circling your ship, that's how many bullets you have. And if you fire those away like I have now on the orange ship, you have to wait a few seconds to have more ammo respawn around your ship before you can fire again. So my son has 2 points, the computer has 2 points. You get 1 point for every time you kill another one of the players of a computer. Computer moves it, ahead every time he gets a kill. Now also you can lose points on a round if you end up dying to the environment. So you won't lose points for getting shot by another player of the computer, but you will lose progress if you end up dying to, like, sometimes there's turrets on the screen or there's a black hole sometimes. And if you get sucked in by the black hole, or you lose to a turret, or you crash into one of those orange things right there in the middle, you'll end up losing a point. And even though you might gain a point for killing, like my son right there will gain a point for killing me, but he'll not lose a point for dying to the environment. So now it's just me versus my son. My son already took out the computer, and he got a point for that. And I barely took him out. That was a close battle. So you see we each got a point there. My son remains in the lead here. And again, these levels are randomly generated every time. Oh wow, he killed us both in one power shot that he collected. That is really cool. That's a missile that you can pick up, and it has a big explosion at its landing point. Let's go ahead and try one more time on these randomly generated levels. And hopefully, I don't know if you're going to be able to tell how much fun this game is to play, just watching the video. But I got to tell you, this game is way more fun than I thought it would be to play. It's simply a blast. So I picked up a ring shot, basically, and I can hit my, ooh, that was close. Basically, I can hit my B button and do that shot. Alright. Basically, you can hit your B button to do any kind of special attack you pick up. And then your X button is your fire button. Oh my god. I just sat right there like a sitting duck for the computer. And then my computer the computer just makes a sitting duck for my son.
Okay. Scoring. How much is this game? How much does it cost?
It's $8.
$8 normal price?
Yep. Regular price, yep.
Value? 32. Fun? 23. No, 27. Controls and bugs? 20. Graphics and sound? 8. Got that?
Oh man, that was close.
Got that?
So you said 32 for value?
Yeah. 47 for fun. 20
Okay.
or 20 for controls and bugs.
Let me hang on. Okay, the computer won again. So you said 32 plus 27 plus controls and bugs is what?
20 out of 20.
Mm-hmm.
And 8 out of 10 for graphics and sound.
So my son gives this game, if you add that all up, my son gives this game an 87%, which is definitely a high score, probably affected mostly by the $8 price tag. If you can pick this game up at $3.99 like it is right now, while I'm making this video, it is half off. The value score is probably going to be up, but I always base my value score based on the regular price of the game. For me, guys, I think this game, if you have somebody else to play with, I'm going to assume you do, or you probably, it's probably not going to be a high recommend by me, but triple power-ups unlocked. What is that about? But I think this game's going to have a ton of replayability as long as you have at least one other person, you know, at different times that you can play with. I just took my son out there, waiting for the computer. I'm going to get him. Nope, I'm not. He got me.
Alright.
I think you're going to get 8 hours of time out of this as long as you like this kind of a game and you have at least one other person to play with. I think you're definitely going to get your money's worth out of this game, guys. I think it's a lot of fun. I think it's a little bit different than a lot of the games on Steam. The controls are really flawless and they make the game super addictive. I think if you get 3 or 4 people, I think that's really where you're going to have a blast, or if you have parties or whatever. Like I say, I would just make sure you pick up, you know, 3 or 4 controllers if you can. Like I showed you guys a great $20 controller that you can get on Amazon as well. You know, it's kind of crazy to me that if you have like a PS4 or an Xbox, you could buy 4 really good PC wired controllers for about the same price, or not much more than one single controller would cost you for the PS4 or the Xbox in line. About 3.5. You could buy about 3.5 the controller I showed you earlier in the video for the price of one controller on a PS4 or an Xbox, because they're like $60, $65 a piece in American currency. They're just so expensive. Value, guys, I'm going to give this game a pretty high score in value. I think it's a little bit high at $7.99 for your average player.
Rematch.
So I'm going to go ahead and take a few points away for that. I'm going to give this game a 37 out of 40, though. I think it still scores pretty high. For fun, how much fun is the game?
Ready.
It's worth 30 points. This game is a blast, as long as you're not just playing solo against bots. Even then, I think it would be pretty fun, but assuming you have at least somebody else to play with, I think this game is probably a 27 like my son said. But if you ever have more than 2 people to play with, I think the fun level is going to, you know, I can already see the fun's going to be even more as you have, you know, 2 or 3 people all screaming at each other. I think that's really where the fun level is going to go up. Guys, I'm going to assume that at least sometimes you're going to have at least 3 or 4 people to play this game, even if you don't have 3 or 4 controllers, maybe somebody using the keyboard or whatever. And there, I think I'm going to go ahead and give the fun a 28 out of 30. Next criteria, guys, controls and bugs. I mean, the controls are absolutely flawless. I haven't seen a single bug in the game. It works perfectly. I can't think of anything to take any points away for this game. 20 out of 20 there. And then for graphics and sound, guys, for the type of game that it is, I think it does what it wants to do perfectly. And the graphics, I'm not going to take any points away for the graphics, even though they are pretty simple. I think they definitely demonstrate and get a point what you're trying to do. There's one reason it moves so fast and so flawlessly is because the graphics are simple, and it gives you a nice, you know, a really good frame rate with your, you know, pretty much 37 for value. I said 28 for fun, and then I said 20 out of 20 for controls and bugs, and I said 9 out of 10. Winds up with a 94%. I think that's a very respectable score, and I think it's a very honest score for this game. I think it definitely deserves a 94%, and that makes this game here, guys, a Zaxtor's discovered hidden gem, because it is not a new game. It came out several years ago, and instead of like a Zaxtor's Any Gold, which is kind of newer games that came out this year, this game is something that's been around for a while, but I am just now discovering it. So it makes an instant Zaxtor's hidden gem. We haven't had one of those for months, I know. It's been a long time. So 94%. If you guys have anybody else that can play this game with you, I definitely recommend picking it up. Also, you know, if you want to make sure that you like it yourself before you buy it, remember you have the refund policy on Steam, but there is a free demo that you can play as well. So definitely let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Let me know if this video has sparked you to go out and buy Astro Duel, and if so, what you think of it. And or just, you know, any kind of general thoughts about the game. It's me versus my son here. Oh, and my son got me, of course.
If you buy this game when it's on discount right now for $4, I'll give it a 40 out of 40 for value.
Wow, so my son picks up his score. That would actually take my son's score up to a 95.
If you buy it.
If you buy it at a discount, my son gives this game a 95. So there you go, guys. 94, 95% for my son and I's score on this game. My son's just requiring you get this game at a discount, and you don't pay the full $8 price to get that maximum value on this game. And I can't say that I disagree with my son. My son is getting to be a pro in this game. I can see I'm going to have to get a little bit better at this game. But this game, I got to be honest, guys, this game has also kind of inspired me to try to get some local multiplayer action, even co-op in my rock and roll game, I think it would be a blast. I've kind of known it would be a blast, and I just definitely need to add some a couple of different local modes of gameplay to my rock and roll, and I think that could be a blast as well. So look for me to be working on that when I get time, of course, as well. But be sure you let me know what you guys think of this video and what you guys think of my new Zaxtor's discovered hidden gem with Astro Duel here. And so my son destroyed me, I destroyed him. A great way to end this video, guys. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. We'll see you in the next video. Take care.